That's well played. Angus Fraser's timed it very well. It's a hard ball, so it comes off the bat a lot quicker and picks him up 2 runs. So Fraser's off the mark. And at the end of the over, England have moved on to 175 for 8. In fact, the umpires now have decided that the light has suddenly deteriorated so quickly that they won't finish off the day. 1 over to go, and they decided to go off the field. So England at the end of the first day of what now is the second test of the Cable and Wireless Series, 175 for 8.
So bad light stops play and no more runs added for the day. And that's the story of England's innings. A good start from Stewart. Crawley got rather bogged down for his 17, but from 87 for 1 at one stage, the innings simply fell away. Hussain and Headley put on 29, and Hussain's now been battling away for 3 3/4 hours for his 44 not out. As the West Indian bowling, 3 wickets for Kirtley Ambrose. He's now overtaken Lance Gibbs in the West Indian list of wicket takers, and 1 wicket each for Walsh, Hooper and Benjamin. And a first test wicket for Nixon McLean, a promising first bowl for him in Test cricket.
Stephen Hendry takes on Nigel Bond in the last Masters quarter-final here on BBC Two in half an hour. First on BBC Two, in a change to some billings, highlights from day 2 of the second test introduced by Jonathan Agnew.
Port of Spain gave the England players a warm welcome to Trinidad and Tobago as they celebrated the first full day's play in this Cable and Wireless Series. We had a bit of everything yesterday. This controversial run-out, which involved errors by the batsman, the umpire and even the third umpire. And then late in the day, as the pitch became increasingly uneven, the West Indian fast bowlers took control of the game in their own inimitable way. Nasser Hussain took any number of painful blows as he battled away for nearly 4 hours, and he's still there to resume today. Good evening and welcome to another muggy day in Port of Spain, where the pressure's very much on Nasser Hussain to try and salvage what he can from yesterday's disappointing batting collapse. He took some nasty blows, as you saw there yesterday in his innings, but I saw him at breakfast this morning, and although he's battered and bruised, he's determined to try and get England's total beyond 200 if he can. This is the situation overnight, and he's got a tall order, hasn't he? A bright start, and then 6 wickets going down for 56 runs. And after Angus Fraser, there's only Phil Tufnell to come. Well, I didn't think batting was very easy yesterday. The ball sometimes shooting through low and bouncing up high. I don't think it'll get any easier. Let's get Michael Holding's point of view.
That's right, Jonathan. This pitch is unlikely to improve, but I still will say that it played a lot worse than it looked yesterday. But let's just have a look at the surface itself. You can see that there are quite a few cracks opening up here, and this crack in particular is reasonably wide. One ball landed in this spot specifically. You can see that there's a slight indentation here, and I suppose there are quite a few like this along the surface. If the ball keeps landing in these areas, it will get worse. Another factor that we have got to look at is the follow-through of the bowlers. Now, England have Phil Tufnell in their squad. More than likely, he'll be given a reasonably long ball on this surface if the fast bowlers can't get the job done. There are a few rough areas outside the left-handers off stump. Tufnell will be looking to exploit these areas, and Brian Lara, the key batsman in the West Indies team, will have to be careful about these spots. England, though, still have a chance of adding a few more runs this morning. After that, it's their turn to bowl.
Thanks, Mike. We join the action at the first ball of the day. Angus Fraser is facing Kenny Benjamin.
Oh, and that's straight away got Fraser in trouble. taking his eye off the ball and taking a glancing blow on the helmet.
Fraser again taking his eyes off the ball there. Same thing Andy Caddick did when he was batting. You have got to try and keep your eyes on the ball so that you know where the ball is, so that you can evade it.
Edged away, there is a third man. Nixon McLean down there. Fraser moves up to 3, Hussain 44. First run of the day, coming in the third over of the day. Shouts of catch it, but it's gone straight over Williams' head. We'll have to wait for Buckner's signal. Leg byes.
Very valuable partnership this, 16 runs in a low-scoring game. These partnerships at the end of the innings are very, very important.
And that's his 50. Stabbed it away, so Nasser Hussain joins Alex Stewart with a half century, and there's the appreciation from the England players and all around the ground. So England raised their 200. And that is a psychological mark which is vital for them.
Always looks better, doesn't it? 200.
I find it rather strange, the tactics this morning. I can't quite work out why McLean hasn't been unleashed. That's a great strike. That's a big hit. That's almost all the way. Just one bounce, 4 runs, and these are valuable runs. I have to say, I think Brian Lara has got this wrong.
Hussain down the pitch. Wonderful strike. There's a long on out there. Didn't bother the Essex batsman. He just slammed it straight down the ground. Lovely use of the feet from Nasser Hussain. It's prompting Lara to drop a long off back as well. Oh, hello. You won't hit that in, well, any amount of attempts. Some delivery, given it out. Fraser doesn't like it at all. Seemed to be quite an instant reaction from the West Indian fielders. The ball flying from around about a length.
Well, this ball again bouncing and lifting, and I don't know, I think there might well have been a little bit of outside edge there. Angus Fraser was very quick to look behind, see what had happened, but it brings to the end. Fine innings there for England. Angus Fraser going for 17. It's 214 for 9.
Phil Tufnell has made it to the crease, and it's all over. Straightforward edge to Brian Lara at first slip. 214 all out England. It so often happens like that when there's been a long rear guard from the tail. Suddenly 2 wickets fall, one after the other. Kenny Benjamin is the man who's done the work for the West Indies, but England can be pretty proud of what they've achieved this morning.
So Benjamin wrapping up the innings with successive deliveries. There's the card. Stewart and Hussain standing out as the heroes, with Fraser playing a commendable role. He and Hussain put on 42 priceless runs. The bowling figures are all pretty good, but yet again, Ambrose bowls well in Trinidad and finishes with 3 for 23. Each cricket venue in the Caribbean has its selection of local characters. Here in Trinidad, you'll find Jumbo the peanut seller, who probably has the best arm in the stadium.
Yeah, Jumbo, Jumbo, Jumbo!
And then there's the conch shell man, who'll say or play almost anything during the day if he thinks it'll help the West Indies.
Time for this wicket, Ambrose!
Well, the conch blower will be trying to encourage the West Indian batsmen as we join their innings in the first over. There's 1 run and no ball on the board, and Headley is bowling to Campbell.
Snip back off the seam. Not sure there's any stroke offered there by Stuart Williams. In fact, it's gone right through with no contact.
Well, that's an extraordinary delivery. That's bounced, pitched a foot outside off stump and beaten Jack Russell.
Not far forward, but Buckner says no.
Now the question here is, did that hit him on the move? Oh, it's marginal. Just got the benefit of the doubt.
It's a rather careless looking start by Campbell. Big outswinger.
One of the things, Tony, is if you can keep the West Indian batsman penned down for a while, a little bit of frustration creeps in, and I have to say with this shot, straight up after lunch, it certainly wasn't a half volley, just a little hint of swing. And I don't think it'd have been too popular in the dressing room if he didn't nick that. Shearing Campbell not impressed with the appeal, and nor was the umpire Venkat. Bounces, goes down the leg side now. I can't see that the bat or gloves are anywhere near that. Might just have flicked the shirt. Certainly nowhere near anything that mattered.
My goodness gracious. Well, we saw one of those at Sabina Park from Curtly Ambrose, which went clean over David Williams's head for 4 byes, and shades of that.
Oh, Shearing Campbell's had another launch, and that was quite wide, that one. It's fired out there, it's very full. Again, absolutely no foot movement. Ooh. There we go.
Off the inside edge. So Shervin Campbell certainly looked very uncomfortable in the last couple of overs. And the ball cutting back, brushing the inside edge. Good catch by Jack Russell. And England have made the break. 16 for 1. Campbell goes an uncomfortable innings of 1. Wonderful reception for Brian Lara as he comes out to take the place of Shervin Campbell on his home ground here at the Queen's Park Oval in his very first Test match as captain of the West Indies in Trinidad. Lara batting at number 3 here.
Lara's away, firmly pushed off his hip, and he'll get 2. Through the gap, there's no third man, and that'll be 4. And Williams again has angled his bat, opened the face, and got 4 more. Thin edge and gone. Steve Buckner is going to confer with Venkat. I think that they're asking the third umpire to have a look at this, see whether it carried. A magnifying glass onto it. As we rock and roll this. Well, I think there's contact with the grass there. before that's gone into Russell's gloves. Stuart Williams has been given not out after all that.
At first you thought that Caddick had done a good number down there. In the end, it dribbled over the line. It was an indifferent delivery from Fraser and pretty well helped on its way by Stuart Williams. In the air and out. The steadiness works on a length and straight, and Williams pays for working across the line. There was a little flutter in the Atherton heart there, as he wasn't sure whether the ball would loop over his head or not. But that's a very important wicket. Williams looked to have got the pace of the pitch pretty well.
Yeah, this was a poor shot. Just wasn't a percentage shot on this surface. Atherton would have had a few heart flutters as that went up in the air, running backwards. And arrived a little bit sooner than he was hoping.
Carl Hooper has made it to the crease. West Indies vice-captain now, 31-year-old, super talented batsman who has, in the opinion of many, underachieved so far in his Test match career. And look at that for alarming bounce as well. Oh, got him! That's a huge break back from Angus Fraser. It kept low as well. I don't think Hooper can possibly be blamed for that. An extraordinary delivery from the Middlesex fast-medium bowler. What a job he's done for England here.
Quite extraordinary dismissal, Carl Hooper here. He's let the ball go behind his legs in the end. Jags back off the seam, keeps low, rattles into leg stump. What a bonus that is for England. Fraser's second wicket in successive overs. Carl Hooper's on his way back to the pavilion. Clean bowl by Fraser for one. West Indies now 48 for 3.
Shivnarine Chanderpaul is the new batsman for the West Indies. Edge didn't carry. Nicely bowled.
In a low-scoring match, you can't afford slip chances to drop short.
I think Lara quite got it, and I do think that Fraser got something on it. 50 has come up for the West Indies.
Lara's climbed into that, he's not middled it. And it'll just go for 4 though. He's been positive right the way through his innings, Brian Lara. Journey into spin bowling. Phil Tufnell gets his first bowl of this Test series. Oh, plenty of turn and a big appeal from Jack Russell.
Let's hit him on the back leg. Just outside the line, but you have to say, no shot offered. Would that have gone on and hit the stumps?
Smashed away by Lara, and that's his second boundary.
Caddick in his 10th over. Too short again. West Indies captain in positive mood straight after tea. Too short again from Caddick. The runs coming as freely at the moment as they've done at any time in this match. There's 3 more. It's flown through that slip area. That'll run away for 4. 4 runs is the signal. Edged onto the pad and past Hollyoak. Too short again. Well, this has happened regularly during Andrew Caddick's Test match career. He just seems to have lost the plot at the moment. String of half volleys and long hops. 4 boundaries off Andrew Caddick since tea. Alex Stewart doing the fielding. That brings up the 50 partnership between Brian Lara and Shivnarine Chanderpaul. That 50 partnership has come up in under an hour of just 80 balls. Third man in position. 100 comes up for the West Indies. They're only 114 behind now.
No! Over the slips, no ball. Not that that would have mattered. Chanderpaul going for the cut, top edge, 4.
If you flash, flash hard. One of the simplest morals of the game.
Lovely shot. Timing, placement, 4 runs.
Oh, he's avoided it. Well, that's a big moment for England. No third slip in. And it's a good bit of bowling from Angus Fraser that doesn't get its just dessert.
Got him. First slip. Graham Thorpe hangs on. Angus Fraser gets his 3rd wicket. And that's a crucial break. And Chanderpaul disappointedly goes off after a partnership between himself and Lara, which should revive the West Indies. Regulation catch.
Chanderpaul has been replaced by another left-hander, Jimmy Adams. Steered away by Brian Lara for a single that takes him to 50. Just over mid-wicket and away for 4. All the way through his innings, Lara's looked for anything fractionally short and has punished it every time.
It's not that short. And, oh, just out of his reach.
And that's top edge. It's gone straight up in the air and it's out. Mike Atherton, England captain, catches his West Indies counterpart. Lara's innings is over. He's gone for an aggressive 55.
He wasn't really there for that shot, but look at Mike Atherton's expression. And I think he just checks it's still there. Oh, that's better.
That was called a sigh of relief. David Williams coming in at number 7 for West Indies, diminutive wicketkeeper. Oh, it's got to be out. That's got to be out. There is no question about that. Angus Fraser gets his 5th wicket. Jimmy Adams is plumb LBW. And the West Indies are 135 for 6.
Big boy, big boy.
Well, Angus Fraser's probed away on this line, doing this ball just to nip back, and Jimmy Adams is far too straight to leave, and that would have caught the top of off stump.
So Curtly Ambrose, the customary high position of number 8, could give further encouragement to England.
Ambrose goes down the ground, and successfully too, avoiding the long off fielder, and that's a very good stroke from Ambrose. It was a controlled hit, and he made sure he got the blade going through the ball so that it went straight. I don't know whether that's a stumping chance. It's a mighty difficult one. The ball scuttled through low.
Ambrose a long way out, and he spilled it. Jack Russell kept a bit low, but still got it in his gloves. Phil Tufnell, very disappointed. Very, very disappointed.
That is a good stroke. Just lent on it, Williams. $150 up for the West Indies. And a good little stand being built here by Ambrose and Williams. I wonder if that carried to cover. I think it might have done it. I think that might be a chance. Let's have a look. Yeah, no question. Half a chance to a diving Alex Stewart away to his left side. The ball seemed to be dipping on him a bit. Now, let's have a look at that again, because that is dramatic turn. Very good position of the seam from Tufnell. The ball pitching around middle stump and missing the stumps by nearly a yard.
Dropped. That's a straightforward catch. Low to his left, got both hands to it. It seems so simple. Nasser Hussain at second slip. There it is again. No one seems too bothered by it.
Well, Hussain is just about England's best slip fielder. And the ball certainly carried to him. We've been suggesting throughout this innings that the England slips may have been too deep.
Well, that's a bad ball and well put away by Williams. Spotted it very quickly. I'd say it was a long hop, but you've got to put him away still. And Williams moves on to 16. He's given him. So Tufnell gets his first wicket, and Williams' misjudgment of the line of the ball, looking to sweep, and an important partnership between Williams and Ambrose is ended. Williams disappointed, going leg before wicket for 16, and the West Indies are now 167 for 7.
David Williams thinking he could cash in with another boundary, but he's misjudged not only the line but also the length. Very little hesitation from Steve Buckner. He answers the appeal in the affirmative. David Williams LBW to Tufnell for 16. It's now 167 for 7.
Kenny Benjamin joined Ambrose in the middle, and between them they added another 10 runs despite some good bowling by Tufnell. So there's the West Indies card. A wonderful innings by Lara. He and Chanderpaul were looking very dangerous this afternoon, and useful runs added by Ambrose and Williams. England's bowling dominated by the old campaigner Angus Fraser. He took 3 for 5 in 13 balls after tea. A wonderful performance to go with his runs, of course, earlier in the day.
The batting was good fun. I enjoyed it out there. I say it was nipping around a bit. Got a few bruises, but no, it's one of the better days of my career, so I'll enjoy it.
And there's the state of the game. West Indies are 37 runs behind. Well, what a game we've got here. Played in ferocious heat, I should tell you, and tomorrow could well prove to be the pivotal day of the match. So follow it on the BBC. Test Match Special will be up and at you at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. And then, of course, I'll be back with more highlights tomorrow evening. Until then, from all of us here in Port of Spain, good night.